blow, let it explode,
My-
or we
my-
stay stagnant?
My prescription is follow the example of Vietnam. You know, Vietnam has been in conflict with China for centuries.
Lumalaban sila eh.
Yeah, lumalaban. They have a common,
Pero tinulog sila ng China
boundary.
on in the 70s.
1979, China attacked them. But
For-day war.
there are two reviews there, no? One review says that Vietnam won kasi umatras yung China.
Nabasa ko, baliktad. Okay.
Baliktad naman.
Oo.
But China lost what, 20,000 to 30,000 men, soldiers
I didn't
in
realize
that
that.
conflict. In 1988, they had a conflict in the Johnson Reef area, and the Vietnamese lost about 70 sailors. 3 of their ships were sunk in that encounter at sea. That's a paracels ganun din. Kaya lang, ang example ng Vietnam is they're able to lumalaban, no? A running battle, an actual physical conflict. But at the same time, their diplomatic channels are open. Even trade is open. So maybe we can study how they're doing it, but they're also arming. They have a respectable air force, a respectable navy, and especially with their submarines now, they can hurt China.
We are building up. We are building up left and right, be it for donations or sheer awareness. We are building up our military. So, kailangan lumaban tayo.
Well, meron tayong in-order na 2 frigates. I understand that the Department of Defense already made a decision gagawin sa Korea din. Yung meron tayong 12 na
Baka kaya gawin dito yan sa
Hindi,
Hanjin.
medyo baka na yun. Ang Hanjin kasi mga commercial...
Pero you cannot change it into...
Pwede rin, eventually, kaya.
Kaya, di ba? Kasi shipbuilding.
The moment we have the technology, we have the plans, we can have a
Technology,
joint venture.
We can
And
bring the
build a lot of
technology.
them here.
Di ba, Filipino is very resourceful. We have the people, we have the minerals. We've got the area, we can build it here.
Yeah, we can. No
Di ba?
doubt about it. No
Miski
doubt
itong
about
mga trend-trend dito, pinag-usapan nila MRT. Kaya naman, you just bring in the technology. We've got the people, our engineers are very
it.
good.
30 years ago, China could not do it.
Biro mo, di ba? Technology ng
In
pinasok.
Korea, for example, Korea had their first groundbreaking of their first shipyard only in 1972. We already had our NASCO. 1952 pa, nauna pa. So
We can.
We can.
If we wanted to, we need not be
We are
over there.
we are number 4 shipbuilder in the world.
So why can't we just
But
build it here?
for transport, for commercial ships.
But why don't we just build those into military ships?
Pwede rin, pwede.
Di ba, para
We
may
have the
bangga.
plans, we have the equipment.
Anong problema natin? Politics? Political will? Ignorance?
Well, maybe in terms of strategy, we have to have a more defined what do we want. Like for example, even having a respectable armed forces. One reason is that after 1986, we sort of neglected the continuous maintenance
Of
of
the
a
military.
respectable armed forces. Kasi before that, we had a respectable Navy, Air Force.
Well,
and,
Marcos was known for that.
Yeah. Pero after 1986, medyo nag-decline. Hindi na nagdagan. Yung vapor ko, nung nag-graduate ako noong 1970, still around. It's still one of the major ships of the Philippine Navy until now. And that's quite
Dapat retired na yun.
quite a long time ago. So ngayon pala madadagdagan ng respectable frigates kung matuloy no? Nawala na yung mga fighter jets natin. But
Wala
before,
na.
we had a respectable fleet of F-5s.
Matagal na
In
yun.
1969, we were accused by Malaysia of bullying them. 1969, ha? Kasi nagpadala tayo ng 2 F-5 dumada sa may Sabah area. So headline, Malaysian Strait Times, Philippines bullying Malaysia.
Pero ngayon baliktad. Ngayon nakalimutan natin. But it's very easy to catch up. Should we want to?
Yeah, if
Give it 5 years.
Pero ang
Give it 5
hirap
years.
na bigla tayong lulundag eh. Kasi we accumulated so much deficit over the 1986.
I know, tagal
Yeah,
na.
ilan? 30 years
30
yun.
years,
So kung bawat taon sana, so kaya every 5 years meron dinadagdag. How many 5 years? Possibly 6. We would have had a respectable Navy and a respectable
But it
Air
is
Force.
never too late. Since
Yeah,
that
of
red
course.
line and the allies are playing their tug of war in the South China Sea, if there is political will and the right direction, yes, we can start building and build every year.
It's one thing, we are hoping that diplomacy is going to work with respect to China. But I think pagdating sa Scarborough Shoal, without the
I hope.
intervention of bigger powers, they're not going to budge.
They're not budging
They're
now.
not respecting the
the international.
decision of the tribunal. In fact, sabi nila, okay, let's talk, but
We will not take that.
you'll have to accept that we have sovereignty. You know, if that is their
Because no
condition
talking.
for bilateral, no way that we
But
can
so
accept
long as
that.
they don't militarize, bantayan lang yan. Kasi America's not gonna allow them anyway. Pag lumala yan.
Well, let's see. Isa pa rin yan. It's a question mark. If they say there's a red line, what would they do? We don't know. Are they going to go into that patrol again? Yung freedom
do we
navigation
care?
patrol?
Do we care? Ang siya ng Amerika. Does America care if they step on the red line? Mas gusto nga ng Amerika, sige nga, gawin niyo para banata namin din.
We don't know that because you know they're also after their own economy. Any conflict there will affect the economy of. It will be disastrous to China's economy, also to the world, to Japan, and also the Philippines. There's a conflict there, so that is the thing that we must think.
But that conflict
Think
becomes
over.
inevitable if China is going to pursue it and become the trigger. And it looks like they are going to trigger it eventually, malapit na. And who cares? Let them trigger it already para matuto sila. once and for all.
Maybe they'll say, it's too early. They will just posture. They will try to achieve just a little forward movement without rocking the boat. You know,
Yung sinasabi mo,
Sabi
inch
ko,
muna, inch
by inch.
before United Mila. Which is
That's
why,
right.
habang nag-i-inch-inch sila, maganda sana tayo, mag-armado na tayo. Wake up.
Yeah,
Wake
that's
up.
what we're doing, and that's what the other powers are doing. Also.
We have to end the program. What would be a quick message to the viewers? Exit message.
Well, first we have to think of number one. That's the Philippines. We have to have a very good diplomatic initiative so that we engage all parties, China, the United States. We have to balance our approach here. We cannot afford to alienate or antagonize any group here. China is very important as far as trade is concerned. It would be better if we can have peaceful coexistence with China. However, we should not yield to the forward movement because otherwise we lose about 80% of our wealth in terms of the exclusive economics. So we cannot afford. We have to take a stand, in other words, and hope that the other powers and also China will see that the wiser situation is to have peace and have
Ideal.
a good sharing of the world's natural resources.
One last question. Is our current leadership, you feel, competent to address these very sensitive issues? Not just the president.
It's
I'm talking
only
about
2 months into the leadership.
Said maaga pa.
Maaga pa. No, too early to make a judgment. I think everybody is in a learning process. Even China and they
Yung
are adjusting to our new leadership.
Yung PITI. Maraming salamat po. Well, there you are. I hope I've helped enlighten you to take a position for you to understand, to comprehend the different issues in its bigger entirety. Whichever way it goes, if it's inevitable, it's going to happen, whatever